What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're right around the corner. Fucking MLB 25 is right around the corner. And I've been thinking a lot about what the live series overalls are going to be, since they really haven't given us a rating reveal yet. But I want to go over what I believe is going to be whatever each card, well, not each cards, but the top players overall is going to be, and maybe a few bounce back players too. Not going to waste time, but before I get into the video, please like and subscribe. Please comment on my videos, roast me, give me advice, ask me questions, all that good stuff. Without further ado, the ratings predictions. Now, we're starting with Judge, because that was the first card on this website that I'm on. As you see, I have ad blocker up because the ads on this are going to be terrible. Too cheap to buy it right now, so, we'll get to that later. Anyway, starting with Judge, 95 overall. I mean, that seems like what they're going to give him for whatever reason. He's one of the best hitters of the generation, and for some reason his contact's a little low. I get it, it's live series, like you don't want to put too much like export on there. However, his vision's really low, and I get he strikes out a lot, but regardless, still one of the best hitters in the game, and we're talking about a simulation game. So his batting average is like over 300 every year, but I guess he strikes out a lot, so his vision's low, whatever. Fielding, he's always dogged on. Thank God he's not in center field anymore, and he's back in right field. So, we don't got to really worry too much about that. Yeah, so, I mean, his fielding attribute is way lower than it should be. He's not a bad fielder at all. I'm a huge Yankee fan. I watch every single game, essentially, or every game I possibly can. And Judge is not bad in right field. Center field's a different story. I know everyone watched the World Series. We get it. He dropped the fly ball. I know it sucks. Judge is a great right fielder, and he gets dogged on their fielding and the speed too. He's not that slow at all. He steals a bag every now and then. They don't make him steal, but whatever. Let's go back. Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt's a 94 in 24. I think it's going to be higher. I'm going to say 96. I'm going to say 96 for Bobby Witt. One of the best players in the game. Fantasy Demon, MLB The Show Demon. Speed is accurate. Stealing should be higher. I mean, I have thoughts on speed. Like, Ellie is one of the fastest players in the league, and he's 99. So you're telling me him and Bobby Witt are 99s, like, they're the same? I feel like the true fastest players should be, like, 99, 98s, whatever, and, like, whoever else isn't stealing as many bases or measured as running as fast shouldn't really get that rating, but that's neither here nor there. That's just my nitpicking gripe. Fielding is accurate. I mean, I would expect the power to go up more for Bobby. This is a little low. Vision maybe goes up a little more, and that contact goes up a little bit. So I'm gonna say 95, 96, whatever it is, 96. Fuck it. Tatis is an interesting one. I think the thing with Tatis is that he doesn't really mash lefties too well. I get that. He's a righty hitting demon. Maybe he is appropriately rated for 94 overall. I think they're going to keep it around that. Maybe a 93. Maybe they'll just tinker a little bit and put him in 93. I love Tatis, and Tatis is great in this game. He always comes through for me. But yeah, we'll go with 93 for Tatis. Soto, oh God, Soto. It's funny because they bumped up Soto throughout the season. He started as like an 85 overall, which I don't understand why. He's had a great end to last year, so I don't know why he was so lowly rated going into this game. He bumped his way up to a 94. He was absolutely unbelievable in the playoffs. So sad to see him go. It breaks my heart. Vision, way too low for a guy that doesn't really strike out too much. I mean, he's always on base, sees every pitch. I mean, his vision should be way higher, and I think they will bump that up in this game. Fielding, what can I say about his fielding? It's not fucking good at all. He played an easy right field in Yankee Stadium, and it wasn't pretty, to say the least. He's got a great arm. That's correct. Or, I'm sorry, accuracy. I mean, he showed off his arm many times throughout the season, but his hitting is going to carry him to a much higher rating. I think it's going to be a 97, and he's going to be one of the first cards I try to get very quickly. And I hate my life that he's not a Yankee anymore. Moving on. Shohei, I mean, 94 is weak. I'm not okay. I hate the Dodgers, obviously, for obvious reasons. Shohei is glazed way too much. However, it's understandable because he's the best player on the planet. debatable judge, whatever. But he's a great pitcher and a great hitter. Fielding obviously is ass, so maybe that's what really brings down his attributes or whatever. But his overall, but there's no reason why he shouldn't be a 99 overall, especially like one of the main cards you go for in this game, and just having great DH versatility and pitching versatility when the game first comes out. For a launch day. I think they give him a 99 overall, but they're probably going to dog him and just give him like a 97 again to start the season. J-Ram. Yeah, they kind of dog J-Ram a little bit. Let's see the speed. I mean, he stole so many bases. I don't know why it's 85. It should be at least be a little higher. He's really not that slow. He's not that fast, but 63 is a little low. Everything else looks pretty good. Maybe he's not the best fielder on the planet, but he's not bad by any means either. I said I'd give him a 93. Ketel Partey. 92 overall, huh? Yeah, I mean, this seems about what it's probably going to be, to be honest. I mean, we know he's not too great against righties. Fielding's okay. I mean, yeah, I'll sign off on a 92, 91 overall for Ketel Marte. Mookie is a 92. He should be playing right field this year. I love Mookie's swing. I think they're going to give Mookie a 90 for whatever reason. Obviously, Mookie's still a great player. I want to say age might catch up to him a little bit. I don't know how they go about their predictions, but all of this seems about correct for Mookie's skill set. Maybe a little faster. I think they dog so many players on speed. I get it if like they're not really stealing bases, but Mookie's not really slow. 53 in this game is pretty fucking slow. So yeah, I just think his speed should be bumped up, but 92 seems about correct for Mookie. Tarek Skubal. I mean, I love using this guy online. He is. I had this under my hat the whole time. It's great. I love using this guy online. I like his windup. If you know how to use him, he's really fun. If you don't know how to use him, you're gonna absolutely hate your life because his pitch from the stretch is a nightmare to pitch with, and I'm sure to see from the hand too. So, 92 overall. I think actually he's gonna be bumped up. I'm gonna say 94, and I think where that's gonna come in from, where we're gonna see that boost is we're gonna see it bump that in hits per nine and Ks per nine. Walks per nine is pretty good. I hope they really exclude this because this is completely useless. Home runs per nine, complete ass. There's no need for it. Control maybe goes up a little bit. So I'm going to say 94 to Rick Skubal, and I am really looking forward to him day one and pulling him and giving fits to people. Bryce Harper, one of my favorite swings in this whole game. I don't know. 91 seems so low. I mean, maybe there's like they're just saying his age is catching up with him. I get it. He's aging a little bit. Isn't always the healthiest, but man, he's so fun to use. I love his swing. Yeah, Bryce is Bryce at the end of the day. I mean, it doesn't matter what card you could give this guy like an 80 overall card, and he's probably gonna mash. But man, I would love to have like the start the year with like a 95 Bryce Harper, but I'm gonna play it safe and just give him a 90, just because all this seems about right. He's an okay fielder, again speed, but I say that for a lot of people. Maybe contact should be a little higher, but yeah, 90 overall for Bryce. Michael Nelson Trout. I gotta clean the glasses off for this one because my eyes cannot believe I'm seeing a 91 overall Mike Trout, and it hurts the soul to see this. Trout, he got hurt, so he didn't really get a chance to shine last year. He got a great start to the season. My gut tells me they're going to dog Trout, but that wouldn't make sense. So let's go with logic, because my gut isn't always right. If we go with logic, Trout is always a desirable card, especially like day one, for his swing and his fielding abilities, even though like his fielding is kind of ass here, but his speed is great to start the game with, especially in center field. It's a centerpiece to your team, no pun intended. So I think they keep him at 89. I think they keep him as a diamond, but it's hard to. I think they're gonna let him get the chance, obviously, to become a high 90 overall again or mid 90 overall again. But I think they're going to bump him down a little bit just because of that injury. It's definitely unfortunate. Probably bump him down in contact a little bit, maybe a little bit in power because of the age and the injuries. But yeah, I'm going to say 89 for Trout. Really upsetting to see, but he's going to bounce back this year. I'm feeling it. Zach Wheeler is a guy I really like. I loved using when the game launched last year. 91 overall seems appropriate. I P5'd him pretty quickly. I was using him a lot online, and I was giving people trouble with him. I think that sweeping curve and sinker combo, if you don't have a good eye for it, it's really going to give you a hard time. Wheeler finished the season strong. I really like Wheeler. Hits for 9, Ks for 9. Yeah, this all seems about right. Maybe velocity comes down a little bit again with age. You know, naturally just going to come down. I don't really have much to say about Wheeler, so I'm going to keep him at a 91. 91 seems about right. Ronald Acuna Jr. unfortunately is going to suffer the same fate, I think, as Mike Trout, where he's going to get bumped down a little bit. That MVP card with Trout has helped carry me to World Series. I just mean World Series for the first time. Thank you, by the way. Yeah, his fielding is terrible, which I guess is appropriate. Arm strength great, arm accuracy great, reaction was a little poor. Speed, stealing, all that is fun. Speed should probably be a little higher. I think Acuna's faster than 80 speed. Neither here nor there, though. But I think his contact and his power is probably going to take a hit. I don't think they bump him down to a gold. That would be ludicrous. But I'm going to say he's going to take a pretty severe loss in the hitting department and everything else. Maybe possibly even speed. So I'm going to say 86, just above diamond. Yeah, Spencer Strider. I mean, again, we're talking injuries, devastating injuries that guys, they took. I like Strider a lot. He was my candidate last year for NL Cy Young, and crazy enough, Chris Sale ended up winning it. But yeah, I think Strider is going to also take a little hit here, even though he really didn't get much to show what he was capable of last year. Didn't get many opportunities because of his injury. Strider, I could see actually bumping down back to a gold. I don't know why. I just feel like they will, and obviously give him the chance to bump it up. He's really not an overpowering pitcher in the game, so you're not really missing him too much if he loses his diamond status. But I'm going to say, I think 85 is gold, or 85, or whatever it is. Yeah, also, I'm going to say just play it safe, 86 for Strider. Chris Sale. Man, we're going back to back to back with the Braves. Also a great card to start with in the beginning of the year. Chris Sale's demon, especially against unexperienced players. I don't want to say ass players because that's unfair, unless you're just ass. Sorry. Yeah, if you can't hit Chris Sale, it's gonna be really difficult. I'm not gonna say I hit Chris Sale well, but yeah, he's tough. He's tough to pick up on for sure. I'm gonna say he's actually gonna get a huge bump and probably go to like 93 overall. I get it. He's old. He's aging, but he just had an amazing season and won Cy Young. So, like, how do you dog a Cy Young pitcher? It doesn't make sense. Maybe I'm using too much logic because SDS doesn't always use logic, but I'm going to say, yeah, 93 overall for Chris Sale. Mr. Smile, as the broadcasters in the game like to call him over and over and over again. I love Lindor as a person. I think Lindor is a great guy, even as a Yankee fan. I really appreciate Francisco Lindor. Awesome player. All these hitting stats seem pretty low. And this was, obviously, he got this boost towards the end of the season. I think Lindor is going to get a bump. I think he's going to get a little boost. Nothing crazy, but I think he's going to enter, like, 90 territory. Just because we have a few cards knocked out of 90 plus overall rating. And I think Lindor is going to see a bump in contact and power because he was hitting the ball pretty well towards the end of the year, especially in the playoffs. I think he may have unlocked something. I get it. He's getting old, but he's got Soto with him now. Now, I don't know if they factor that into his attributes, but I think if not now, we're going to see a 90-plus Lindor live series. I think later in the season, 100% we'll see like a 93 overall Francisco Lindor. But for now, I'm going to give him a 91. Freddie Freeman, the man of my fucking nightmares. Love his swing in the game. I don't even hate him in real life because he's actually a great guy. And if anyone was going to murder the Yankees and murder my hopes and dreams for a Yankees World Series, I'm actually glad it was him. Even if it was Mookie, it wouldn't have been so bad. Um, Freeman, another one who gets kind of dogged with contact. I mean, the guy's a doubles machine. I get it. He's not always going to mash a lefty pitcher, but he mashed Nestor Cortez. Kill me, please. Yeah, I think he gets dogged too much, and I don't know why his overall is so low, or his hitting stats are so low. I want to say like 90, but they never really give Freddie love. And oddly enough, I'm gonna give him an 88, and maybe, just maybe, they give him an 89, but I don't think so. 88. Kyle Tucker. Hey, Kyle. Sorry, bad old Cartman impression. Kyle Tucker is fun. His swing is great. Don't know why he's so slow. But he plays. But he's like a Gold Gloving right fielder. To me, it doesn't make sense. Sense. His reaction should be much higher. If you're a Gold Glover, why is your fielding low? Like, why is the reaction poor? Why is the speed poor? Like, I don't really get it. He's pretty good right fielder, and he also hits pretty damn good. So this is also low. I think maybe this trade he just experienced with the Cubs, I wouldn't say it gave him a little star power, but I think it made his name a little more recognizable in the sports world, mainly because that trade was a big deal and the Yankees were involved, even though I really don't think they had much of a chance of getting him because the Astros owner hates us, and fuck him. I hope horrible things for him regardless. Yeah, I think Tucker might benefit from that a little bit, and I think they might take him from an 89 to like 91. I know I'm like playing it safe with these, but I think those two attribute points make a big difference. So yeah, 91 for Kyle Tucker. Glasnow, 89. Love using Glasnow, by the way. He is very underrated to use in the show. Looking at his stats, his attributes, they're okay. I don't really think they're going to tinker much with Glasnow. I think they're just going to keep him at an 89. Vlad Jr. liking pictures of himself in a Yankees uniform. Listen, I've had my problems with Vlad Jr. in the past. He hates the Yankees for some reason, and he's definitely using what he just did, liking the Yankees' photo, as leverage to be. And he also said, I'm available to all 30 teams," essentially, like Soto said. The man's not dumb, He's gonna get his bag, and I guess even he might help every first baseman get more money. As far as his attributes go, he had a good season. I don't know why he wasn't higher than an 89. I guess it's really difficult to crack that. His fielding is pretty ass in real life. His hitting should be a little better though. I feel like he's a clutcher player than 85. Power also feels like, even though I know he wasn't really going crazy with power this year, should also be higher. I guess I'll just keep him at an 89 because I guess we don't see eye to eye with SDS here, but yeah, I'll keep him at 89. Emmanuel Assay, am I right? No, seriously. I hate using this guy because I get rocked with him all the time. I think he's just way too predictable unless I just don't know how to use him. 88 overall, yeah, it seems about right. Garrett something Cole. I forgot his middle name. I just heard it on Talking Yanks today, and I completely forgot what his middle name was. Something with an A, so they call him Gak. Garrett Cole, for some reason, doesn't have outlier fastball, correct? Yeah, I mean, what are we doing, SDS? Doesn't have outlier fastball. He's a fastball pitcher. This is his primary pitch right here. Boom. Control, velocity, for some reason, isn't... I don't necessarily understand it. Velocity's 79, what? Okay, whatever. If they give him an outlier fastball, even though the time to do it was the year before when he won Cy Young, he got hurt this year, I think they're going to bump Cole down a lot, to be honest. They don't seem to like Cole very much. I don't understand how you don't give a guy outlier fastball when his primary pitch is a fastball. And he 300 strikeout club. If it didn't happen here, I guess it's never going to happen. Yeah, I think 85 for Garrett Cole, unfortunately. Mason Miller. I think this one's a little tricky. I think they're going to keep him at 88. Maybe the 87. Yeah, this velocity's correct. Quirks, they're probably going to give him outlier fastball, which they do. He's going to be fucking a nightmare. And a really good... Okay, before we get there, okay, hold on. I'm not going back and forth. He's going to be a really good relief pitcher to have in your bullpen very early in the game. And I wouldn't be surprised if his price in the market goes pretty fucking high. Now, even though it's going to be around 88, around this overall, this is what matters right here the most, in my opinion. Hits per 9, Ks per 9. This is what's going to really help you get out. This, yeah, it helps. I use pinpoint, and even it's whatever pinpoint. Like with guys who pitch like this, you may as well just hope for the. I don't know. You may as well use anything to pitch with this low fucking walks per 9 and control. So kind of irrelevant in the beginning of the game. I don't know what happened here. Whoops. Okay. Home run per 9, useless. Velocity and break, also very important for a pitcher. Those are the main things you want to focus on the overall, because obviously none of this shit matters. But these are the most important things, and stamina is whatever for a relief pitcher. If your opponent can't see a fastball, you give this guy outlier. He's got a four-seam and a cutter and a slider and a circle change. That's perfect. That's everything you need from a guy who's going to throw that hard. That's my rant about Miller. He's going to be a dog. 88 overall, though. Big homie Quan. I don't really got much to say about him. 88. Skeens. Okay, sorry. I hate that fucking song. Okay, now, this is where it's going to get dicey with Paul Skeens this year. Sorry, I'm like, my mind's all over the place because I'm stimulated, maybe a little overstimulated, thinking about moving the show 25. Paul Skeens is working on a cutter right now, which means one of these pitches got to go, right? So, for balancing purposes, let's say they remove the slider and you have the slurve instead of the slider. You remove the slider, you give him a cutter. You're going to have Paul Skeens, who already has outlier fastball. He may be given outlier 2 with the sinker. So he's going to have a fastball. Let's imagine this is a cutter instead of a slider. Sinker, Vulcan change, which I still don't understand, and a slurve. Attributes, Ks per 9, hits per 9, that is going to go way up. Stamina should go up a little bit too. Control probably goes up a little bit. Velocity. Considering Paul Skeens is one of the cover players of MLB The Show 25, he's going to be way higher than 88. He's got to be way higher than 88. I know it's only 4 points. Fuck it. I'm going 93 overall, Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens is, and I'm going to predict his price in the very beginning of the game. I'm going to say about 130,000 stubs for Paul Skeens day one of the game, because he's going to be a fucking nightmare, and he's going to be an absolute must-have for the first few months of the game, 100%. Doyle, 87. Cade Smith, also 87. King Felix. King Felix is also going to be a very good pitcher to have beginning of the game, mainly because his windup's a little crazy and he throws really hard. Unfortunately, though, I don't think he's going to be an 87 overall. I very much think he's going back down the gold, and I'm going to say 82 overall for Felix Bautista. Garrett Crochet, I'm not looking forward to seeing him in a Red Sox uniform. This is unusual that there's only 3 pitches here. I feel like he throws more pitches, and he probably will. I guess these are his 3 main pitches that he throws exclusively, or most of the time. These are like his knockout pitches in real life. His windup is fucking crazy. Also going to be a really good card to have in the beginning of the game. Feel like this should be a little higher. Maybe control is about right. Velocity maybe a little higher. I'm going to say 88 overall. The big Gunnar Henderson. Like him, love his swing. His swing has bailed me out of many bad at bats with a home run or base hit. Gunnar also should be over a 90 overall. I just don't know where at 90. Again, he's one of the cover athletes. How do you not make one of your cover athletes a 90 overall? To me, it doesn't make sense. Like, I get it. You can't you don't want to repeat players you've had in the past as your cover guy or whatever. But if you're gonna go with one of the best, like why couldn't you get Juan Soto? You know, as much as it would hurt me to see Juan Soto all year on the cover of MLB The Show 25, wouldn't you want to go with one of the best players in the league? I get it. Gunnar is very much up and coming and is going to be a tremendous shortstop for a long time. But if you don't make him an over 90 overall, I don't really get it. So I'm going to be optimistic and say 91 overall for Gunnar. Jackson Merrill, 87 overall seems about right. But I think they're going to let him prove himself again. And they're going to put him as an 85. Jacob deGrom. I love deGrom. Appreciate deGrom. Fun fact, when deGrom was a Met, back in my day, when pitchers used to hit in MLB, I took an edible with one of my best friends, and we got really high, and we almost saw deGrom perfect game. deGrom was perfect through 4 innings and had an RBI. And in typical deGrom fashion, he got taken out of the game from a lat strain. So, yeah. That's the story of Jacob deGrom. You get high and see really amazing things. The highest of highs and lowest of lows. No pun intended with the highest of highs. Actually, a little pun intended. deGrom is not going to be an 87 overall. They're going to let him work his way back towards that, and I think he's unfortunately going to be an 82 overall for deGrom. Logan Gilbert, part of the Mariners demon rotation. Great pitch mix. Pretty good pitch mix. Not great, but pretty good. I like the 2-seam. I've learned to use the 2-seam a little more in my days now. Hits per 9, okay. Velocity a little low, break a little low. Not a bad pitcher to start with in the beginning of the game, because you're going to have a lot of ass pitchers. But Logan Gilbert, I'll say 85. All right, we're getting to the bottom tier of these diamonds. I'm just going to rattle these off the top of my head of what I think is going to be. Luke Weaver, 86. Matt Strom, 85. Michael Harris, 85. Raycel, 84. Teoscar, 87. Edmund, 89. Will Smith, I love his swing. He didn't get a fucking 99 overall this year, and he's got a great swing. I'm going to say 86 for Will Smith. Adley is an interesting one because Adley didn't have his best year, and he still remained a diamond. Adley is probably going to have a bounce-back season, a better season than he did last year. Fortunately, I don't think he's going to remain an 86. I think Adley's actually going to get bumped to like an 84, and he's going to have to work his way back up to diamond status. Edwin Diaz, we're just going to rattle a couple off here before I get to the next one I want to get to. Edwin, probably an 87, didn't have a bad year. Bump him up a little bit. Griffin Jacks, 86, sounds good to me. Jackson Chourio, I like Jackson a lot. I just don't think they're going to give him a diamond because he just made it. Just made it 86. He had a pretty good end to the season. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 90 overall live series Jackson Chourio, but for now, 82 status for Jackson. Trey Turner. Yeah, he's another one. I'm a little scared that he's not going to be starting diamond to start the year. I think maybe they just give it to him at 86, 85, so we're going to go with that, 86. Stay with him at 86. Blake Trinan, I can't hit him for some reason. I don't see his windup very well. The ball just kind of like teleports and does some black magic out of his hand, and I don't see him at all. So great card to start the year with. Attributes seem about correct, especially velocity, because I never see the ball out of his hand. Yeah, 85 seems about right, and get him. Don't sell him if you get him, because he's going to be great in your bullpen. Poor Byron Buxton, man. I mean, the talent is just all there. We know it. You know the talent's there. Sometimes you're like, you look at a player's stats, and you're like, oh, this guy is terrible. And then you watch him play, and you're like, wait a minute, this guy's not bad at all. Yeah, it's all there for them, all there for him. 85 overall is definitely not going to be a thing for him this year. I'm going to say 80, unfortunately, for Byron. Yeah, 80 overall. Won't be bad to have in your outfield to start the game and maybe at the bottom of your lineup because his contact's probably going to go down and his vision and all this fun stuff's going to go down. So, yeah, I would say 80 overall. Not a bad card to start with in the beginning of the game, but not as your center. Well, maybe it's your center fielder, but not as a centerpiece of your lineup. Seager, I paid over 100 grand in stubs, 100 grand stubs, not in real life money, to get him early in the game because I wanted him so bad. And look at him. He was at He was at 3,000 by like this summer, and I was really sad because I worked hard for those stubs, and I'm gonna try to not make that same mistake, but I probably will. Seager is going to have a bounce back year. He's probably just going to start as an 85 again, but he's definitely going to be work his way back to top tier shortstop in the league. He's too good to be kept down here, so I expect a huge bounce back for Seager. So, but for now, 85. Dylan Cease, future Yankee. Just kidding, future Met actually. Mets will definitely get him by the deadline. 85 seems about right. His pitch mix is kind of butt though. His release isn't so bad. That velocity, that circle change, and the fastball velocity was killer on this card right here. This card was pretty fun to use. 85 seems about right. All right, I'm gonna skip ahead on a few. I think they keep Kirby as an 85. Jack Flaherty, I don't think so. I think Flaherty is probably gonna be an 80 overall, just because like I wasn't too amazed. I don't think many people were that amazed with Jack Flaherty. He's solid, no pause. He's solid. But I'm not like, wow, I got to have me some Jack Flaherty. Good player. He could definitely be a great pitcher someday, for sure. Michael King, I wish my King would come home. Maybe they make it happen. Maybe they don't. 99 overall? No, just kidding. 85 seems about right. Michael King, I miss you, buddy. But I still appreciate your service and what you did for the Yankees. Pete Alonso. Mr. Played himself. Let me write in my phone. Alonso. Mr. Played himself. Pete Alonso. Showed his hand too much. Turned down a huge offer originally from the Mets. Cost himself some money. And here we are. I think Alonso is not going to be an 85, but I do think he'll be an 84. I think he's, or 83. I think he's going to be right there, but I don't think he's going to be a diamond this year. Alonso really didn't hit for power too much in the playoffs. He was an on-base machine. Other than that few home runs he had were pretty good, pretty clutch. So maybe his clutch goes up a little bit. But yeah, I mean, maybe the power goes down a bit and the contact goes up a bit. Fielding, Alonso's not a great fielder, so not a bad fielder. He made a hell of a play in one of those playoff games where he made a diving play and Edwin Diaz didn't cover the ball. And I was like, oh, how come the pitcher didn't cover the ball? What a dumb play to make. No pitcher would make that mistake to not cover first base. Fucking Garrett Cole. So, yeah. Pete Alonso, 83. And we're gonna breeze through these real fast. Sonny Gray. Yeah. Again, I'm not amazed with Sonny. 82. Yonder Diaz, solid finish to the season last year, but I think they're going to put him right at the cusp. He's not. Didn't really test his swing out too much, so maybe he could be fun to use. I don't really know. Yeah, 83, similar to the Gray. Gimme. Good pitch mix. This is what you like to see from the pen, right? Velocity's good. I like him to start the season with, but I think 85 is about right for Gimme. And Yordan is probably due for a bounce back too. He was also a 90-plus guy. I actually think he's not going to start as an 85. I think he's actually going to be like 80, like a low 80 status as well. I'm going to say 83 though, but not quite diamond yet. He'll easily get there though. Oh my God, look at all these quirks. Yeah, he'll get there easily. 83 though to start. I'm not going to go through every gold. That would just take way too much of my time. I think I'm just going to scroll and look for players I find interesting and maybe you guys would find interesting. But let me go back here. Okay. Corbin Burns, I think easily should be a diamond. 84 overall is a little low. Maybe it's appropriate. I know he hasn't really established himself as one of the best pitchers in the game. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's top 10. I don't get how he isn't a diamond. He's one of my demons, by the way. I wish MLB The Show servers aren't working right now. Otherwise, I would have done this whole thing on MLB The Show 25s, and show some gameplay or whatever. But I'm an absolute hit. This card right here, and I never really used this card too much, but this card right here and this card right here, I think I have a combined 2 losses. With them, it's really insane how good he is, and in this game, he's really underappreciated. Don't see many people talk about him. That's my spiel. I want him to be an 87 overall, but I think they're going to keep him around 84 for some reason. I don't know. They're a bunch of I was gonna say weirdos, but that doesn't seem nice. 84 overall, I guess, for Corbin. Yelich, yeah, Yelich is on the decline. I think he started the year. I don't think he started the year as a diamond. I don't remember last year. Um, yeah, unfortunately, Yelich is also suffering from age and decline, which is really sad because Yelich is a really good player and fun player to watch. Don't think he's gonna be 84. I think he'll remain in gold though at 80. I would love to see a bounce back from him though because I love Christian Yelich. Devin Williams, D. Will. I think they'll keep him at 84 mainly because they had Luke Weaver as a diamond. And I know he's going to be the closer for the Yankees, and he's going to have a good year. He should have some run support. He's got a great bullpen behind him, so D. Will should have a great year. He's a Yankees legend. He changed the facial hair rules, so forever grateful for him already. Even though he'll, by me saying this, I'm going to jinx it, and he's going to give up a crazy home run that's going to ruin our season. So that's on me. Don't blame Devin Williams. Actually, let's go at 85. Let's be optimistic. Wyatt Langford, he's a guy he's going to be good. I don't know when. He's going to be good, though. But 84 might be a little too high to start the game. I think he's actually going to start as a silver, so 79 for Wyatt. Yamamoto, I actually think he's going to be a diamond. I think he's actually going to be like 86 status. He had a pretty okay year, pretty solid playoffs. I mean, he pitched pretty great in the playoffs, especially in the World Series. Not bad at all. I think he's going to get an 86 overall for Yamamoto, for sure. J-Rod was my AL MVP last year, and I was dead wrong. I went against my guy Aaron Judge. That's what I get. I get what I deserve. Not a bad card to start with in the beginning of the game in your outfield, but these hitting stats are a booty cheeks. I think he's going to start as an 80. I think we'll have a bounce back from J-Rod, but if he doesn't show something this year, you might be a little concerned about that ceiling that everyone thought he had, and he might just be a pretty solid player, but not what we thought he was going to be. Brent Rooker. This man should be a diamond. This man had an outrageous year, one of the most slept-on seasons like in the last 5 to 10 years. Almost as slept on as Matt Olson's 50-plus homer season. Great player, great Twitter follow. Seems like a cool guy. I would like to see him do well. If the Yankees come calling, I hope the Athletics pick up, and I doubt that's going to happen. But if he's on the cheap and the Yankees go out for some packages, and if Giancarlo Stanton retires, which in my gut, I think he's going to retire, but I hope he doesn't retire, Brent Rooker is the answer. And I don't care what you got to give up, unless it's Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez. But great player, great guy, 86 overall. Start the game. Cody B, obviously I have a little bias here. I'm a Yankee fan, right? So I'm going to talk about it, right? I talk about a lot of teams, a lot of players I don't want to talk about. So bear with me. But I'm going to be fair with Cody B. I'm not going to hype beast him. I don't even know if many of you guys watching even know what that means. But Cody B, okay. He can't replace, you can never replace Juan Soto. I want to preface by saying that. However, Cody B is a much better defender. And if Bellinger has another bounce back year, which is crazy, he'll win comeback player of the year two times in his career. If he puts up numbers adjacent to Soto's numbers, Soto batted 288. Let's say Bellinger bats 275. Soto hit 42 home runs, whatever it was. Let's say Bellinger hits 36. On base percentage, Soto, we'll just give Soto that one. And slugging percentage, about the same, let's say. There's an argument to be made that Bellinger, not to say he's a better player than Soto, because Soto's a generational hitter, but that losing Soto and getting Bellinger may have been addition by subtraction. And I hate to say that because I love Juan Soto, and I'm not coping because I still want Juan Soto, and I know it's never going to happen in my life again, unless I became a Met fan, but that's never happening. Yes. In closing, Cody B, 98 overall. I'm kidding, 85. Vientos, all right, I'll talk about the Mets. Vientos, great year. I think he's going to be a dog. I think he's going to be a really solid player. I think he's going to be in 83, but I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes the years in 88. Blake Snell, fuck you. Okay, this was the guy I was looking for. The other cover guy, right? I love Ellie. Ellie's ceiling is sky's the limit, Mars is the limit, whatever, Mars and sky is the limit, planet XO45K dash fuck you, somewhere in another galaxy far away, that sky's the limit. Ellie is really unreal. He strikes out a lot. I get it. 37. It's not great vision. This is not great. None of this is great. His swing is fun. This is not great. This is fun, especially when he gets to the ball, right? I know Ellie's got a gun. Ellie's got a gun. Ellie's going to throw at anybody I want for the most part. Speed is there. He's got to be more than 82 overall. He's got to be. So I don't think they're going to give him the Skeens treatment. I think Skeens is going to be the highest out of all the cover boys. And I don't know how you don't make him a 90 overall, but SCS is weird. So I'm going to say 89 for Ellie, which is still good to start the season with. If you have him, if you pull him, that's a great card to start with. But 89 for Ellie. All right, and a little bonus for you guys, Roki Sasaki. We all know he was going to the Dodgers. I think they gave Yamamoto a pretty low card last year. However, Roki, he was coming into the league as a phenom, right? I remember his what was it? His 2023 World Baseball Classic card was a 99 overall card and was like a coveted card to get. And Yamamoto's, I think his was like a 97 overall, but I had fun using his card. I remember that. Roki I got rocked with, but he's got that forkball and he's got a crazy fastball. I think because of his pitch mix, they might make him a little low, but I'm going to say higher than maybe some people think. I think they're going to actually give him an 83 overall, mainly because he is a phenom coming into the league. He hasn't proved anything in MLB yet. I get it. But he's got a pretty crazy pitch mix, and not many MLB players are used to seeing splitters, which majority of pitchers in Japan throw. That's why the Yankees are stocking up on splitter pitchers who throw nasty splitters, because American hitters or most hitters in MLB don't see splitters too much. So his splitter, forkball, whatever you want to call it, is going to be nasty. And I think he's going to start, like I think I said 82, 83, around that range. But he's going to be a gold, and he might be a pretty good card to start with in your rotation. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. If I missed anybody, because I'm sure I did, let me know in the comments. Maybe we'll do a second part before the game comes out, if they even do a ratings reveal. I don't know when they're going to do it. They said they were going to do it like sometime the week of the Diamond Dynasty trailer, but then it said to be determined, so I don't really know. So if you're watching this video in time, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I should do a part 2. Maybe I'll do a live stream of it next time, just so I can conversate with people and they can help me, talk it out with ratings and give me information that I'm not thinking of. Or if you want to yell at me, that's cool too. So anyway, that's the video. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Peace.